want to take this time real quick and thank our sponsors. My newest sponsor, West Coast Tattoo Parlor right here in Las Vegas. You know what? If you want to get somebody a Christmas present, go get them a tattoo. It'll last forever. Just make sure that they're getting the right one. S&P Inc. Right here in Las Vegas and in Arizona. And then you have True Beauty by Trevor. Trevor's my buddy. And this guy is an inspiring story. What he's went through. I'm going to have him on the show. I had to have him. I've been watching his business grow, and he's a longtime friend. So love you, dude. True Beauty by Trevor. Go check it out. Botox, all that good stuff. Lips done, all the beauty stuff. Chase, you can use your lips done.
Yeah, I've got the white people lips. I might need to go through.
Yeah, you might have to do that. And JPS Computers out of Oregon. And if you are listening at Rock Rage Radio around the world, thank you so much. As they say, we are listening. My name is Bryan Hopkins. This is a Hero's Journey podcast. I have Chase the Voice, the producer, running the show with me.
Yes, sir. Glad to be back.
So my next guest, we have been talking for a year now. We've been friends for a year. This person walked in. She walks in, and she was just bouncing off the walls, just taking all this stuff in. And I'm like, who is this? Was this somebody's guest? I had no clue. And come to find out, she is, when I walk in here, I can't help but just gravitate, want to go get my Lana hug. But her story is inspiring, and we're going to get into that because this is a Hero's Journey podcast. And she's come a long way just in a year, come a long way in her life. If you watch her social media, you'll, like, for me, I'm a friend, and I have to be like, oh, I can't watch that. Like, there's certain things, I can't see that. She's my friend, but it's incredible. She's funny. It's inspiring. I can't help but impart knowledge every time I get the chance. So I had to ask her last name, and I know that I've just said I've known her for a year, but I know her as Lana, like Cher, Madonna, That's how big of a personality she is. So my guest, everybody, from Laughing with Lana, the podcast, I've got Lana Chairez. Yeah!
Lana Chairez, yeah. No, I'm just a one name. I like that Madonna,
Lana,
Rihanna.
Yeah.
Just Lana.
Cool.
Just Jack. Just Lana.
I love it. You walked in and your outfit, I was like, the last 2 times I've been around you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it has become like my new favorite thing to dress up as Bryan Hopkins.
And I'm Bryan Hopkins.
Yes.
The one day I'm not wearing leather.
I know. You fucked me up, man. I was like, I'm gonna surprise him with my leather jacket and my leather leggings. Oh wait, I have to stand up.
You gotta stand up. You gotta stand up for the wide shot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I said this is very Grease. Like very.
No, wait, how does it? I don't remember the dance. I will spare the audience my voice. I will let you do that.
Grease was it. So
hell yeah.
This is funny because we were getting into this and I had to tell you to stop talking. Because she sits down and you said, I've been having fun dressing up like you.
Yes.
And you said, I think we all take from somebody. And I said, I do. Yeah. And the thing was, Grease was the movie when I was a kid.
Shut up.
I'm not even kidding. I was a kid. Grease came out and I used my allowance to go to the movies. And then, actually, my dad just sent us to the movies, right? Let us go to the movies. Then I used my allowance the next 7 times to see it in theaters. And that's when I fell in love with the leather jackets that you see me in.
So much sense.
That whole 50s
the
vibe.
Whole greaser look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's totally me. And I took on that persona at a young age. Like,
nice.
You see pictures of me and I'm wearing, that was it. Mm-hmm. Like, even when it was the 70s kind of, like, that came in, and I stuck to my guns. I was always that. And
I love that.
In a short story, I go out on tour with a band called 3 Doors Down. And the second, like Kryptonite and all these big.
Like 3 Doors Down?
Yeah, the 3 Doors Down, the band.
Shut up.
That's what I do. Come on now.
Bro, listen. I know we've been friends for a year. That's true. But I'm a genuine, like, I just like talking to you. Like, I'm like, I don't research you. I'm having I know you were gonna get into a story.
No,
but
it's
real
fine.
quick.
I can go back. I know how to finish.
Naughty joke.
No, I know.
I went straight to the gutter.
Yeah.
But okay, so we had, like, you come in here, we're always talking. Hey, Bryan, how you doing?
Okay.
Just chit chatting in the back, and then I remember you invited me to your show one time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be some little ghetto little show. You know, it's gonna be something, something small. Bro, I went and I cannot tell you, like, I know we've talked about it, but I was like beyond impressed because I was like,
thank you.
Oh, motherfucker, this is what you do. Oh, you like a real life performer. Like, you didn't get tired up there, no nothing. Like, oh yeah, that takes a lot of energy.
Thanks.
I was so impressed because I was like, I'm like, bro, that's Bryan. Bryan's a superstar? You're like a real rock star. Like, you was really like seeing it, giving it your fucking all, bro.
Thank you.
That was, whoa.
I remember seeing you did a story and you tagged me in it with you and your brother walking down the hall.
Yeah.
And like as you're leaving the venue.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, like, cause you're like, what the? We had no idea. You're walking down the hall and like, that's for real. I took Chase, I think the first time Chase saw me play, I was doing a show with Everclear and I asked him if he would come shoot photos. And I think you thought the same thing. I'm just going to come shoot a little club thing. And I said, no, stand up on stage if you want, take photos. And he was like, in front of all these people, there's like 3,500 people.
Oh, bro.
I wasn't even performing, but it was like stressful stepping up there.
Yeah, he's sweating. Like, I look over,
like,
he's getting the shot.
on.
Yeah. Got some cool shots, though. I've been using those shots. Like, yeah, some very cool things.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm pretty happy with whatever you let me on stage to shoot you guys. I love shooting you in bed, man. It's great.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. But, back to that. By the way, you look awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. And back to that story. So I'm out on tour with Three Doors Down. The second show on the run was in my hometown. So not only do I get to go to my hometown, I don't know if I told you this, Chase, but I got to go into the Elsinore Theater where I saw Grease play. So here I am standing on the stage that made me fall in love with entertainment. And now I'm on the stage getting to perform. And there's 2,500 people, sold out show. And I let the crowd know I sat there. And I fell in love with, I'm wearing a leather jacket. I'm on stage performing. And I'm like, I fell in love with this vibe and entertaining and that whole singer, it just exactly. And then Elvis, of course, but the crazy thing is I don't know an Elvis song all the way through, but I'm a big fan of just his vibe. So on to you. This is what's cool. You came in when you came into this place. This is Sticky Paw Studios. This is where we do our show.
It's my sanctuary.
Mine too. Okay. So what were you doing when you came here? Like, what was your world?
My the whole reason why I came here was actually to be on a podcast because one of my friends, he knew that I wanted to be on a podcast. My friend was named Curtis. And so he invited me to be on his podcast while they were here called Honey Pot, and didn't go anywhere. But I came in, filmed the podcast, and then I'm always the person that when I come into a place, I know who to talk to. It's when you go to an audition, I'm not gonna talk to the people that are taking my name. I'm talking to the people that are like in the bag, with the headphones on more than likely or something.
Right.
So you talk to the people up on top. So I saw the people behind the rig, which is what Chase is doing right now, and I was like. And I remember it was Travis actually who was back there. Travis was the one that was behind the rig, and
you went to the right guy.
I went to the perfect guy. I was like, yo, what is this? And I was like, this just looks like a complicated mess. Like I didn't know what it was. And he was like, yeah, well, you know, just like quickly explained to me like what everything was. But I looked at it so confused. But I was like, I want to be there, bro. And so I exchanged numbers with everybody because I'm friendly. So I exchanged numbers with everybody here. And I actually spoke to Austin. And I told Austin, I was like, you have no idea like how much I want to be like in your guys' world. I was like, do you guys intern? Do you guys have interns so I can just learn? I was like, I'll go there for free. Right. I just want to learn. I was like, genuinely. Austin, literally that same night, he spoke to Travis. Travis got back to me and they did a meeting with me the very next day. So, cause it was like a Thursday, the very next day, a Friday, I was in the meeting with them on Friday. I started on Monday interning.
Wow.
I was like, no, I'll do this for free. And I was working here for, it was 2 days a week for like 8-9 months almost.
Something like that, yeah.
Just about like 8-9 months, and then they hired me. And I was like, now I'm getting paid, motherfucker. I'm getting paid to fuck around here all the time. I'm like, I was doing this shit for free. Now I'm getting paid. So I'm like,
the vibe is so cool. It's inspiring. And I've watched you, like I said, I talked about it at the top of the show, your social media. Like your show went from... You have your own show, Laughing with Lana.
Laughing with Lana, that's my podcast.
So tell me about it. Where did that come from?
So Laughing with Lana, it was just, I was supposed to start my podcast with my brother, with Chance, and it was gonna be called Upchuck. And he was like, I don't want to be on camera. I kind of just want to be like the guy behind the rig, kind of like Chase. And he's like, I don't want camera time. And so the focus became fully on me. Even though the podcast was like hours, the focus was on me because he was like, you have the look. Like people are going to want to follow you, not necessarily me. And that's how Laughing with Lana came along. Yeah. And now I have my own podcast that it has no substance. You do not learn a fucking thing on my podcast, okay? Because people always talk shit like, God, you just give anybody a mic nowadays. And I'm like, yeah, me. Yes, they do. Sticky Paws is responsible for giving me a fucking mic. Blame them. But I have, I started podcasting because I needed, okay, to be completely honest, talk about hero's journey, okay?
Yep, that's it.
I know. The reason why I started my podcast was because I was suicidal at one point. And when I tried to, I didn't commit to it. Right. Thank God. But I didn't commit. So afterwards, I felt like I was like, okay, I'm at the point where I know I need help. I'm going to go and seek help. I went to therapy.
Oh, good for you.
Kinda. All they did was medicate me. I went to 2 different. All it took was 2. I know I should have did more, but you know, kind of deal. I went to 2 different therapists, and they both tried to medicate me, and I'm like, well, actually, when I told my dad about the fact that they wanted to medicate me, my dad goes, "Don't you dare pick up those pills." He goes, "I swear on it." He was like, "Don't you dare pick up those pills. What I want you to do is continue smoking the marijuana." He goes, "As much as me and your mom don't like it, we do." Because my parents still find it to be a drug.
Right.
They find it to still be taboo, you know? So, and I told my parents, I was like, but it's helped me so much with my mood. So when I told my dad that I was smoking weed, they didn't like it. Or I told my parents, they didn't like it. But when they found out that there's a possibility that I was going to be like a pill popper and be taking the antidepressants, my dad said, absolutely not, smoke your weed. So smoking weed made me vocal. It made me want to like express. Like weed had me just like wanting to like write poetry, do a video. I wanted to like act, like there was so much expression that I had inside me that weed kind of like brought out.
Wow.
Yeah. And I started off with poetry. And then I started with poetry. I started sharing my poetry like on stage with people. And then the more I interacted with people, the more that they were like, you are fucking funny. Like you need to do stand up. Because my poetry was funny. Right. My poetry was not like, oh, and the honey and the breast of the cheek and all. I don't know what the fuck they, you know, I was not, my poetry was fucking hilarious. Like I was talking shit about my ex-husband. I was talking shit about like my abortion, like on poetry. Wow. And so people were like, you make the most uncomfortable things funny. Like you can make a funeral hilarious.
Well, and that's what comedy is, though. That's
comedy
the laughing face, as Brett Ernst, my buddy, and Brad Pierce, had said, both brought up that laughing and crying face. It's taking tragedy and making us laugh, because if people can relate to you. If someone can relate, and then you can make it funny, it's like, oh, you just close that gap. It's
closing the gap to that too. Even if you can't relate, but still making someone else's trauma and letting them laugh at their own trauma is kind of funny too. Because I'm like, like I don't want to say it that way, but I'm like, I've never had like a chronic illness. I've never had a chronic illness, but I can guarantee you, I can make fun of cancer and make you fucking laugh about it, and we'll both be laughing about it and be like, fuck that bitch or something. We'll name cancer something stupid like Karen, and I'll have people like laughing about that in a sense where, I just don't like the idea of people sulking in their trauma and their feelings and stuff, and one thing about it too is ever since I was fucking little. Ever since, I swear on everything, if I stub my toe, if a boyfriend breaks up with me, if I'm at a funeral, if I want to cry, the laugh comes out before the cry.
Wow.
In order for me to not tear up, I start laughing. And it's funny because that's how a comedian works.
Right.
Because I'm like, if I want to, if I start tearing up, I'm like, okay, I'm about to cry, and I start laughing. But that's actually what like masks it, because if I don't laugh, tears will come out.
Wow.
That's the life of a comedian.
Yeah. And now, so you and I were hanging out. We were at a party.
Yeah.
Yes. And
badass party.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Ashba, shout out to Ashba, bro. He throws a mean ass party.
Ashba had his birthday party, and Chase, I think you were invited, but
I think I was working.
Yeah, I think you were. I think you were. But because it was right across the street in a warehouse, and he throws this huge party, and in the back, I was like, in the back around the fire, smoking cigars are all the comedians, and I was like, you know what? Here's the thing. It's all about reps. We talked about me on stage and doing what I do.
Right.
That is years of experience, years of taking that stage and falling down and also succeeding, those creating the wins and losses kind of thing. Even when I'm losing, I'm winning because I'm learning something.
Right.
And so I'm sharing this with you. And I even said, you're in a place where, Eric and Ashba and Gabe, they're all here. Yeah. Like, the biggest comedy place in town is called Dirty at 12:30.
Right.
And we all hit you at the same time. We can get you on the show. We'll walk you out back by the fire, introduce you to Gabe, but it's all about reps.
Right.
When you're ready, and the thing is, it's like, go hit the stage, go do it. And even if it's like, okay, I'm going to start with my poetry, that's part of your stick.
Yeah, it's part of my shit. Yeah.
Just from there to rolling into, because I want to come support. I want to be able to see that. And I want to be able to, like what we just said, Brad Pierce came into town, and I literally on that Friday morning said, hey man, you were great on the podcast. And I loved hanging out with you the last couple of days. Do you have a gig tonight? And he said, no, I don't. And so I made a couple of texts, and boom, he's on Dirty at 12:30, which was a very big deal. But you were at a party where we were all hit you at the same time. I said it, then Ashba said it, then Eric said it, and then we're like, you want to go meet Gabe? And you're like, no, not yet. Not yet.
It's because, okay, hear me out. Here's how that whole day happened, okay? First off, I met Ashba that morning.
Yeah.
I met him, it was like 11 o'clock. It was a Saturday. It was like 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I had just did a podcast with one of my friends. And his girlfriend's podcast, Carrie, her podcast was right after. I didn't know that I was going to stay. It was kind of like, hey, Lana, can you help out? And I was like, I didn't plan on it, but here I am. Like, fuck it. So I started, I helped Carrie with her podcast with Ashba, because he was the guest. He loved me right off the bat. He was like, oh my God, you're fucking hilarious. Carrie was like, oh my God, she's just like you. Oh my God, she's fucking hilarious. So Carrie's like, you should invite her to the birthday party tonight. He's like, oh my God, we're having a party tonight. You should totally come. And a lot of things, like I don't go out much. I don't. But I was like, they seem like cool, genuine people. I was like, I'm gonna go just because.
Talk about rock stars. That guy's in Guns N' Roses, 6 a.m.
Didn't know this.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge.
You know what's so funny though is when he walked in, I was like, I've seen you somewhere. I was like, I recognize you. I was like, I met you somewhere. I just don't know. He was like, have you really? I was like, yeah. He sits down, then he starts talking. The whole podcast, he starts talking about like, oh, Guns N' Roses, yada yada. And I was like, that's who that motherfucker. I was like, my bitch ass. I was like, I thought I seen him like perform on Fremont. Like, fuck.
Yeah, Fremont
like,
doing covers.
Yeah, like Zoe Bowie kind of deal. Like I thought he was doing that shit, and I was like, oh my god, that's the motherfucker from Guns N' Roses. I've seen you. Like, and so I was like, okay, I'll go to the birthday party. This seems like fun. And then I get there, and one of my friends who was there, he was like, do you notice that you just met these people this morning and you're the most popular girl in the room? And I was like, I didn't even look at it that way. And he was like, so, and it was funny because I was just being myself and just joking with everybody. And I had you fucking superstar, Ashba fucking superstar, and then I had Ashba's friend Eric. He like
he was like basically in charge of the place.
Well connected, I was like, cause he was telling me everything. He's well connected, just runs the shit. All three of them were like, you need to be on Dirty at 12:30. You need to fucking do it. You need to and I was like, look, I don't have enough like practice. I was
reps.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I was like, just let me get on stage and I've been doing it. I've performed 4 times since the last time.
Yeah, give it up.
I performed 4 times.
Yes.
And what's funny is I've been fucking killing it. That I'm like, now I think I'm ready, bro. I think. Ooh shit! And I said it in front of Bryan on fucking camera. But okay, if you want to get me on the dirty motherfucker, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah, I genuinely do. I gotta.
There's only 400 people in the room, and they're all just staring at you.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that don't bother me.
Okay,
it's not that bothers me. Like the staring, you can look at me and stare at me. It's the fact that I just hope I'd make you laugh.
Oh, you will. And talk about. I'm kind of blown away right now because you said the things that you said about like being depressed and having suicidal thoughts and things, because that's not your personality. That's not the way you stand out. And in fact, like I said, you know, on your podcast, they kept shutting you down because you weren't wearing anything on your show to begin with. And I'm like, I don't know how that person, like, that's like confidence. Like Chase tries to take his clothes off all the time. And I'm like, put your pants back on, dude. So like today he's in a full blown.
Take it off, Chase. Take it off.
He's in overalls because it's better that way. Yeah.
Pure respect for Bryan.
Yeah, exactly. Because he always wants to just be naked. But
he would.
Yeah, I know he would.
I could see Chase like walking around here in like tidy whities and like angel wings.
Oh,
that would be pretty on brand.
Yeah,
Bryan hasn't seen that side of me.
No, I have not. And no. But what I'm saying is that it's because. You came in. I mean, can we get into like what you do outside of here?
Yeah, you could talk about anything.
Like,
you want.
what do you? Because to make money, you were.
I was a stripper.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've done a lot of shit. I used to strip. I was a private stripper. I didn't party. I didn't strip at a club.
Really?
Never touched a pole in my life. Not knocking the girls because.
Right.
Because the tricks that they do.
Yeah, I know.
I can't do that.
I was at a show last night and they just had a performer on a pole at the Pearl. Inside the Palms, like my buddy Monday's Dark. They put on this big 10-year anniversary show, and they had all these performers from all these different shows, and there was one person on a pole. I'm like, that's talent.
That's talent. That is impressive. Yeah. What I was doing wasn't impressive.
No.
What I was doing, you find on rap videos. I'm not doing anything special.
Stop.
But
it's about the hustle, and the thing is, you're here doing this, and you've been open to talking about all those things.
Oh, yeah.
I've only learned it in passing, and it just kind of, I'm like, really? Okay.
You want to know why I started stripping?
What's that?
Swear on everything?
Yeah.
To get podcast equipment.
Really? Are you serious?
Swear to God. So it was a struggle. There was a struggle.
Okay.
And one of my friends was like, why don't you try stripping? And it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'll strip like once a month, once every 2-3 months. It was just when I needed money. Just when I needed money. And when I decided that I was gonna start my podcast, because I was like, like fuck the suicide. I'm just gonna entertain people. I just need to talk to people.
Right.
I stripped in order to be able to buy myself a mic, and then I stripped again to buy myself like the headphones, and then I had to strip again to buy myself a laptop, and then it got to the point where I was buying myself I got my computer, I got a laptop, I was stripping for everything that I needed for my podcast. And now I don't even use it. I use Sticky Paws.
I know. Now you're at Sticky Paws. That's
I wasted all that stripping on nothing.
No, but
I should have just stripped for John. Clip that for him. He'll love that. Oh, he'll love that.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the whole reason why I started stripping. It was my stepping stone to my podcast, and I stopped stripping. I don't have my podcast. I did what I needed to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And because I see you roll up in a truck with your family name on it.
Yeah, that's so my family owns a company called Redo, where they do solar screens, which is different from regular window screens.
Okay.
It blocks out 90% of the sun rays and especially in Vegas, that is crucial.
Okay.
In Vegas, and if you're a night shift person, love those things. Solar screens, regular window screens. We do window repair. We do the sliding glass door repair.
Okay.
And when I say I mean I am there in the house. I'm doing these installs. I am doing the window repairs. I am that bitch. I don't look like this though.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So my parents were they started that business like from nothing. It's funny, my parents used to go in the trash at like the construction sites. So my dad used to my dad's a construction worker. He knew where all the construction sites were.
Right.
He used to go in the trash, pick up all the stuff because they throw away brand new shit. They threw away brand new windows, brand new doors. My dad knows how to install all of that.
Right.
So he would just go in his truck, pick it up, just take the scraps that were still good, and he would go and reinstall them until my mom picked up on that. My mom was like, oh, we can make a whole business out of this. And that's how that started. My parents are very well off. And so when they started that, I was kind of like, I told my mom that my mom doesn't really know that I'm a stripper. I know she knows, but we don't talk about it. But when I told my mom,
this is out in public. What do you mean?
Because
even all your podcast stuff, you're like,
I talk about it freely.
Yes, you talk about so many things freely. I'm like, oh, geez.
Number one rule of my mom, do not. I blocked my mom.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
No, she doesn't. She don't watch none of my shit. No, she.
Okay.
But I feel like it's kind of like an unwritten, like an unspoken thing that we don't talk about.
Okay.
She knows I was a dancer, but when I told her that I didn't want to be in that lifestyle no more, I was like, I don't want to dance anymore. Like, guys touch me. It's starting to fuck with my head. I don't want to do this no more. My mom was like, she's like, Mija, how come you don't sell the doors? She goes, we already do that. Because we had we used to install just interior doors until my mom found out that you make more money off of window repair.
Wow.
I'm like, a door costs $60. A window repair is like $300. Let's do a window repair, and it's just as easy to install. So
wow.
Yeah, so we're like, we're just gonna do windows. And my mom's like, well, why don't you get back into the doors? It's really easy. You already have the truck. Just do the doors. And that's when I got into doing the patio screen doors and the regular interior doors, 6-panel interior doors. And I cut the doors to frame myself, and I cut the hinges. I installed them myself. Yeah, I'm a macho bitch, motherfucker.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That's so cool. And see, that's the thing. I've been waiting to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Like, because I see you roll in with the truck, and it's yours, but you walk in here and you're as a part of this place as Chase and Travis and Austin and
you stuck with me, motherfucker.
Yeah, and George, and for me, like I said, I've said this before, but there was a day John asked me, "Hey Bryan, do you know someone who does painting? I want to paint these walls." And I'm looking at him and I thought, I just painted my spare bedroom in my house. You know what? I could do it. And he's like, no. And I'm like, no, let me try. I mean, worse off, you have to pay somebody to fix what I did.
Right.
And I came in and painted the walls. It took me 3 days, 3 different days to do it. But I feel like I'm a part of it.
Aww,
You know what I'm saying? I'm a part of this place, and I love it. So, do we have our Zoom in?
We sure do.
Oh, this is amazing.
What's up, Zoom man?
Let me admit him in here. Hopefully his audio works.
I hope his audio works too. Look at that.
Hi-yo.
Is his audio on yet?
It's connecting.
It's connecting.
Has he been here before?
That's Brad Pierce, the comedian.
He's been here. I met you. What's up, my guy?
Hold on.
Hey, how
there
are
he
you?
is.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
What's happening?
I got Lana on, and we were talking about her comedy career, and since you were here, she's done 4 shows.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Murdered them.
Was that your first 4?
No, I've done, that wasn't my first 4. I just needed to get a little.
Yeah, because she went to a party. You remember that party I was sending you videos to?
Oh, yeah, the crazy party.
Yeah. so that party was Ashba's party, and Ashba is best friends with this guy, Eric, and Eric and Ashba are best friends with Gabe, the show that I got you on Dirty at 12:30.
Right.
So they walked up to her, and being that she looks the way she does, they were like, "You're a comedian? What?"
Oh, yeah, I get that a lot.
And the next thing you know, they said you should go do the what's
The
that? The
dirty-
dispensary place. The
Yes, they did
first.
New Woo.
Oh, yeah, the
New Woo.
Wu-Tang or New Woo or something. Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a great show because if anyone's laughing, you can't hear them because they're 200 yards away and they're high out of their mind. They laugh like, It's a good self-esteem boost to that show.
I have to introduce who you are, though. Everybody, we've got Brad Pierce, the comedian. He's from Rhode Island, and so that's why we're gonna have to have the little, translation underneath
Yeah,
him.
you're going to need some
Yeah,
captions.
the editor's gonna love that.
Yeah. So no, but where are you now? Because when I actually asked you if you jump on here with us, you were in a car driving to where?
All right, that's a great question. I'm in this what looks like to be the biggest green room in the whole world, but it's not a green room. So it's like it looks like they're doing a cooking show behind me or something, like a reconstruction, like HGTV. So my buddy Mike and I do a weekly show in Plymouth, Mass. At a bar. It's like a free show for the patrons. It's like an hour and a half from my house. Small room. Oh, there he is right there. There's Mike Murray.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
The show maxes out at like 15 people fit in that room. Oh, and he just informed me we have 3 guests so far.
Wow.
But hey, they pay us, so we drive down and we joke around about how weird it is because it's like this little room that's like way too bright for comedy. But I knew I was doing this, so when I got here, I asked them. I said, "Is there someplace I could do a Zoom?" And even though the room we do fits like 14 people, the place itself is gigantic. So they sent me to a room I didn't even know existed. Oh, it's a cigar. And that's where I'm at. Oh, it's becoming a cigar. They're making it a cigar bar, apparently.
That looks very cigar bar.
And I see that Mike is wearing the Comedy Bus shirt. He was.
Yeah, he's repping.
Yep, he's repping. So I wanted to have you jump on here so that way, I got a young comic sitting next to me, and I wanted to. I was talking about it's all about reps. It's all about she's seen me on stage.
Sorry, give me 1 second, Brian.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I did ask. I just asked the girl with the tats and the ears. I said, "Is there a place I could just do a quick Zoom thing before our show?" And she said, "Oh yeah, nobody's in there. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess with you guys. I can leave here. I can get out if you want." Okay.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's all right. Yeah, no, we do the.
I'm just gonna mute him for a minute.
Hold on. This is funny.
Oh, okay,
do
word. I'll
these
keep it.
guys from Vegas real quick.
Yeah.
Brian, you get me arrested over
Dude,
here.
I know, huh? And it's like,
Yeah, I'll show them my tits.
Yeah.
I'll take one for the team.
Wait, Lana, no.
Show my tits. Don't arrest me.
don't arrest him. You get boobs.
They're completely ignoring your boobs. They don't care about your boobs.
They're gay then. Fucking.
It's possible. It's 2023.
I mean, they're harassing you, not harassing me. I think they're gay.
They're gonna throw me right through the freaking window in a minute.
Oh, that's funny. That's real VIP there, bud.
Yeah, I told you it's not a real green room.
No, so advice from a working comic to this young, inspiring comic.
What is your advice for me?
I mean, it's obvious. Like it sounds like maybe not super helpful, but honestly, the main thing is just stage time. You just got to get a ton of stage time, whatever that requires. Even if that means going to a bar where nobody knew you were here and they want to kick you out because you went to a room you weren't supposed to. You go, you do the stage time, regardless of what it requires.
Even if it's only 3 people in the audience, like
Yeah.
you said,
Yeah.
that's
If you get arrested in Plymouth, Massachusetts for breaking and entering, or
what a random place to be arrested. I would
Yeah.
be so mad.
Dude.
I would say that's the main thing. So I know that's like simplistic, but whatever
No, but
whatever
this,
it
actually,
takes to get that stage time, there's nothing that's going to be as important as reps. It's like when I first started. My friend Ed, he's a comedian down in Georgia. That's like he just kept hammering home. So you got to get reps. You got to be on stage at least 3 times a week.
oof.
At least I would say now. Thinking back, I should always do more than that. Like I don't know if I'd say his number, but as many as you can get. But
Yeah.
I would say 3 is like minimum to get on stage is 3 a week. But now if it's like if a couple days go by that I haven't been on stage, I'm like, oh, I feel rusty.
Wow.
Where some comics like, I don't know how they do it. I know some comics that would be like, oh yeah, I have a show in 2 weeks. I'm like, 2 weeks? What are you doing till then? You gotta like at least just go to like, especially when you're starting out, you just hit every open mic you can. I mean, they're miserable. Open mics are fucking miserable, but you gotta you gotta do them. You gotta just do them. And then other than open mics, I don't know. Maybe just, I mean, you seem to like to show your tits, so maybe just show your tits in the guest spot. I don't have that luxury. Nobody wants to see my boobs, but show your boobs to get some guest spots. You know what I mean? You have, here's the thing, Lana.
Yeah.
Lana, the thing is that you can always look at the cup as half full or half empty, I guess. You're going to have to deal with being constantly hit on and probably sexually harassed, and like Louis C.K. might masturbate in front of you or something.
I might help them.
But the upside is you're not going to have any trouble getting stage time. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to look at it as a negative or a positive.
Oh man.
What I love is that I feel like that's just got confirmation of like I'm doing okay, because that's what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get the stage time so that I could get a little more comfortable on stage, so that when I do get on Dirty at 12:30, I don't look new in a sense. Now I'm getting more comfortable where like when I get on stage, I act the same way I am right now. Whereas before I remember constantly like trying to remember the lines and trying to remember my jokes.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I just have like a list of jokes or stories. I honestly, everything that's on my stand-up is 100% true. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go up there, I'm just like, oh, I remember I have to tell a Franco story. Oh, I remember, okay, I have to tell the Queef story. Oh,
Do you have a Queef story? I'm just curious.
I mean, that's half my act right there.
Oh no, bro. Wait a minute though, 'cause I'm like, listen, if you have her queefing, it's because your dick keeps slipping out. So I'm like, this is a you thing. Nothing.
He's like, I can't laugh. My wife's gonna see this.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I've lost so many friends like that.
I'm glad when you guys brought queefing up, it wasn't when those two guys were in here inspecting the room. They literally left like. They were
the queefs. They were acting like queefs. Those little fucking guys trying to kick you out.
They can probably still hear us.
Oh, dang! Sorry.
Fucking queefmeister. No, I'm playing.
I'm never getting booked here again. Thanks, Lana.
Well, hey, Brad, dude, thank you so much, man. For those of you listening out there, it's Brad Pierce was just a few episodes back.
Hilarious.
It was, oh my gosh, like we had a great time in here. I gotta have you. We gotta do an episode where you're on the comedy bus. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to talk about that.
What's the comedy bus?
Talk about it. She just asked, what's the comedy bus?
So the comedy bus is something we do in Providence, Rhode Island. We do like tours of the city with 2 comics on it, and we're launching in Newport, Rhode Island in the spring, which is like a very touristy area. If you've never been to Rhode Island, really nice area. And it's just like it's a stand-up comedy show on wheels, essentially. People bring coolers. We stop at a brewery. It's just like a really cool experience.
Yeah, he does this, and that's his show. That's what he does out there.
If you ever need comics, bro, hit me up. I'll give you my number after.
You gotta keep your tits in your shirt though, all right?
No. Why? Boring. All right, now I don't want to do it. Never mind.
It's not the bank bus.
Yeah. But hey, man, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for jumping on here and doing this. She had no clue I was going to have you on. When you met, you were doing the show, and she brought in a cold beer for you.
Yeah.
Doing the show.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten. That was very kind of you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's really good to see you too. I really have been talking about trying to figure out when I'm going back to Vegas, but I do plan on getting there. I'm going to Florida a couple times soon, but I really want to get to Vegas and hang with you guys, go back to the studio. I'm planning on it. I got to figure it out.
Say Florida again.
Florida.
Florida. See, I can make you talk like that too. Sorta. But yeah. But you're welcome anytime. Come do the show here in person. And yeah, you got to do Lana's show when you're here laughing with Lana.
Great.
We'll get you on some of the other shows. We'll just utilize your time here, and also you're welcome to stay with me. So you got a place to stay. Yeah, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Dude, thank you for taking the time to do this and almost getting arrested, kicked out, and thrown out of your show. Lana had no idea they were still in earshot, and she's talking shit. So sorry, but dude. And Chase says hello. He's running the booth there.
Yeah, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Chase, I'm glad you're all right after all those motorcycle rides and tricks you've been doing on there.
You're not supposed to tell Brian about the tricks, man.
Hey! Whoa! What? Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not doing wheelies.
Oh, did you hurt your balls on the way down?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, dude, say hello to your wife and have a great show.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Good luck.
Brad Pierce,
Thank you.
everybody. Brad Pierce comedy, right? On Instagram.
Brad Pierce, comedian.
Comedian.
Look, I rock my own.
There you
I
go.
have no fans, so I rock my own. Yeah.
Yes.
Flag.
Brad Pierce, comedian.
That's
Love
dope.
it.
I'm
That's
follow
so cool.
him right now.
See you, bud.
Brad Pierce, comedian.
Yes.
I don't think I follow him yet.
Yeah, you do now.
Comedian.
Yeah,
Here
so
we go.
I just wanted to surprise you because Hero's Journey podcast is we wake up the hero of our own story, and it's you just shared your journey. I mean, we're talking some of the darkest places to
I have dark.
yeah, no, but what I'm saying is like we didn't get into it. I just wanted to connect with people out there that go, oh, I see myself in her, or I'm like her, or I've been there, or I do that. And you set a goal. Yeah. But the goal, just your end result has been much bigger. You got a much big, you don't have a little podcast, shot out of your house, which I'm sure you'd be successful doing. But you did find a way to get a mic and a computer, but now you have a family and a team behind you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. John Orlando, Travis Flesher. It's given us a space. Uncle Marvin. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Marvin. Yeah. So it's given me a place too to do this, and to know that we all look out for each other, and I love that. And Chase and I had a moment this past week that it meant a lot to me. I'm telling you on camera right now. I just need you to know that you thought of me in that moment. You called and wanted to talk to me. It meant a lot.
I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
We won't get too much into it.
No, I don't want to get into it, but I just want to know. I want you to know.
I appreciate that, man.
Okay. All right, bud. So I've got Laughing with Lana. Yes, Lana Chairez. Yeah. How do you say your last name correctly?
Chairez.
Chairez. I can't even say it. Hey, both of you are laughing at me, but both of you are Spanish, speak Spanish. So.
I'm third generation, man. I'm just white.
Yeah. Chase is so white. You cannot claim Latino.
No, I cannot.
that ain't fair. No, I'm playing. No, my last name, the real way to say it is Chairez. But people they can't say my last name, so I say Chairez.
Yeah, it's perfect. That's a perfect name for on stage. I was gonna suggest that.
Oh, rare. Pop this Chairez. Mm-hmm.
And if you can't remember Lana or remember her name, how do you remember your name?
Ain't no backwards, bitch.
I feel like that's how I should just end the show right now.
I know. Yes, so thank you to our sponsors, JPS Computers, S&P Inc., right there, rebuilding my confidence, Chase's confidence, and everybody out there in Las Vegas. True Beauty by Trevor, and our newest sponsor, West Coast Tattoo Parlors. There's 2 locations right here in Las Vegas. I want to thank Valerie and Frankie DiMaggio. Thank you, guys. We're going to have them back on the show with some people, and I want to thank you. Thank you, Lana. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
On my podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
I had a lot of fun with you. I appreciate it. You look great. You look great.
My Bryan Hopkins inspired outfit.
One day I don't wear leather. My name is Bryan Hopkins. This is a Hero's Journey podcast. Thank you to the Rock Rage Radio listeners out there. And like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. Follow us. We want to grow this. And if this is the last show that you see before Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All right, y'all. Dream, and I believe it's coming around to me.